phone. But welcome in, everybody. For those of y'all that's going to be watching this back, I appreciate y'all being here on this lovely Wednesday. I go by the name Solar Man, and I don't think y'all ready for what's coming next. I got some sauce on. Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't think y'all ready for what's coming next. Yeah, I don't think most people ready for what's coming next. But we're going to talk about that, amongst some other things. And I think I understand why most people not gonna be ready for it. I get it. I get it. And we started on time today. That's why I'm kind of early. What's up with it, boo? How you doing? Welcome in, love. I appreciate you being here on this lovely Wednesday night. I hope you're feeling good, looking good, and treating yourself good, because that's what's most important, especially in a world that wants you to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a world that wants you to be crazy. You feel me? They want you to be crazy. They want you to lose your mind. They want you to not treat yourself well. They want you to consume poison. Cool. Let me know how this audio is sounding. I know if I move around too much, the audio can get messed up. So let me know how that audio is sounding. I hope it's sounding good. I feel like it's sounding good, but I'm about to check my optics really, really quickly. Let's see what you said. I didn't sign it today. I didn't, and women, I didn't sign it today, and no meat for 41 women. Dang, I missed it. I did sign it today for 15 minutes and no meat for 41 days, only berries and watermelon. Oh yeah, you know what to do. I'm on a similar fast, but I gotta eat. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't there yet. You feel me? I ain't there yet. I ain't at where I can just not eat fish or not eat some cow. Like I'm doing better than not eating cows. You feel me? I'm definitely doing good with not eating pigs. But chickens gotta die for me to live. Fish for sure gotta die for me to live. I'm not there yet. You feel me? I ain't there yet. Most females can do stuff like that. But me, I ain't there yet. You feel me? Something gotta die for me to live. And that's just what it's gotta be. You feel me? That's just what it's gotta be right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. Well, it is a learning experience. I have 4 days left. Oh yeah, I bet it is, boy. I mean, you're gonna lose that weight that you're looking for. You're gonna do everything you're looking for. You know, I wish you the best. I do. I wish you the best. But as for me and my household, goddamn, like I say, but you know, I think it's the way you prepare meals too. You feel me? Like, I've been trying to back off of fried foods and stuff like that. And it's been making me feel so much cleaner and so much clearer. But I think the main thing is staying hydrated. If you stay hydrated throughout the day, I think everything else you do can kind of like, you feel me? I think you'll be straight. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to get in here, and then we just gonna get started. Even though I'm at 3 minutes, if we get to like 6 minutes, I'm gonna just go ahead and go with the topic, and we just gonna rock out just like that there. You know what I mean? Just like that there. But yeah, fasting food for me has always been difficult because like I grew up kind of like homeless. Not homeless literally, but like homeless, like I need food. Like, you feel me? Like I ain't always get what I felt like I needed. So I always said when I'm able to buy what I need, when I'm able to do well for myself, boy, I ain't gonna miss no meals. I said that. You feel me? I said that. But being greedy and all that type of stuff is not, what you're supposed to do either. So I don't know. I'm learning. But I think we got a good one today. We got a real good one today because I don't think most people are ready, including myself, for what's coming. I don't think most people are ready, including myself, for what's coming. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, we had 4 minutes. Let me give it to about 5 minutes, 30 seconds, and then we're going to go full solo mode. Yeah, I don't think most people are ready, including myself, for what's coming. I appreciate y'all being up late. Welcome in, brother, Duality Absorber. I appreciate you being here. You are looking refreshed, brother, for sure. I appreciate that, love. I feel refreshed. I feel good. Maybe it's the celibacy. I don't know. Maybe it's the lack of marijuana. I don't know. Maybe it's the not drinking. I don't know. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie to you. The first 21 days, all that was the hardest days of my life. It was so hard. It was so hard. Literally. You feel me? If you can read between the lines. Like, boy, I'm used to having my way with a lot of stuff. And denying myself these things has been, oh my goodness. But now it's just more liberating. Like I see things so clearly. Like I see everything so clearly. I'm saying I'm celibate too. Let's party. Right on, right on. You know exactly how I'm feeling this. So let me tell a quick story real quick. Since I'm at my magic number 3, I appreciate y'all being in here. Don't forget to double tap the screen, like the live, share this with somebody that you love, because we are the biggest, by the way. We're bigger than everybody that y'all can personally think of. And I do mean that. I do mean that. So yeah, let's tell a quick story real quick. Before I get to the demonic parasites, before I get to not demonic parasites that are demons, demons, since they can't incarnate physically into this realm most of the time, you have to really invite them. You have to really invoke them. Since they can't do that, they manifest by the ways of parasites. We'll get to that. We'll also get to how we invoke demonic entities and spirits into our lives through what we entertain, what has happened to us. We'll get to that. I'm thinking about my thumbnail right now. Hold on. I got that. What else I put on my thumbnail, y'all? What else I put on my thumbnail? Oh, mermaids and Bigfoot. And most of us are not ready for Bigfoot, which is the original man or human hominid that is from this planet, and the merman, which is kind of like the same thing that Bigfoot is, except when the fallen landed on this earthly realm, they made it with these things, and they kind of like they incarnated these things and these beastly aberrations and freaks of nature that can neither ascend high nor low, but can kind of exist in between realities and stuff. Kind of like why we don't see them all the time, because the same thing like the Bigfoot, they can kind of like move in between realities. I know it sounds crazy and sound kind of convoluted right now, but we're gonna talk about that. We gonna talk about that. Oh, what's going on, Cal 9966? What's good, bro? How you been? Oh, I've been swell, brother. I appreciate you asking, man. I've been but I ain't gonna lie to you. I was a little sad, for real. I was a little sad like a week ago. I was sad because I feel like, I don't know if I was getting like, what the heck is going on? Oh, I didn't plug up my stuff. Oh, snap, y'all. Excuse me. I was kind of sad. Before I tell you where I'm sad, let me make sure I plug up so it don't die on y'all. Let me make sure it don't die on y'all. My fault. My fault, y'all. My fault. Yeah. I think we good right now. We're a little crooked. Hold on. Oh, snap. Are you charging? You gonna charge or not, bro? Okay, there you go. There you go. All right. There we go. Hear me good? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat. I need a sign of life. Can y'all hear me? We can hear you for sure, for sure, for sure. Welcome in, everybody. Don't forget to double tap the live, like, comment, share, subscribe. We are the biggest, by the way. I go by the name Solar Man. So quick story real quick. Oh, yeah, I was a little sad like a week ago, bro. I was like sad, bro. I wasn't feeling the best. You feel me? I wasn't feeling the best because I was equating views to success. I was equating likes to success. I was equating all the things that happen and occur naturally throughout time through a process of building up what's called a catalog. I was equating that with what I actually do and what I'm actually talking about and what the information that I'm actually presenting is. So basically, in layman's terms, in smaller language, I was getting sad and mad because I'm comparing myself to bigger and more well-established creators or more well-established platforms. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know what, bro? I might need to even. I might not even do that today, bro. This this I've been comparing myself to like what more well-established platforms. I've been comparing myself to people who, even if they got like a similar, excuse me, a similar subscriber count to me, they still been doing this longer than me, or they more well-established in their niche. You feel me? And that was like really depressing me, because I was like, bro, I know I'm lit, bro. I know I do my thing, bro. What the heck? What the heck is going on, bro? Like I was just frustrated. You feel me? Like jumping the gun. But I've since transcended that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not at that place anymore. I'm in a better spot. I'm in a better spot because how dare I treat four people like it's not four people, four souls, four people giving me their time and their attention out of their day. How dare I look over that? How dare I look over 100 people, 200 people, 300 people giving me their attention and their time and letting me talk to them? How dare I do so? How dare I do so? How shameful of me. So yeah, I kind of transcended that. I kind of moved past feeling like that. I don't feel like that no more. I'm very grateful to be here. I'm very grateful to be on this grind and on this journey, because this is part of the story that you got to keep your head down and up and keep your head on the swivel. Essentially, that's what you got to do, and just keep moving forward. You know, keep moving forward, keep being authentic, keep being real, keep pushing out that information, keep downloading this information, keep learning, keep being able to be poured into, keep collaborating, keep reaching out to these people. I got some things for y'all on the way, still on the way. I'm about to post my content house list for what you get on my page. Y'all gonna see that within a week or so. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I got a bunch of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of stuff going on. I'm very grateful to be here. Anyways, let me get to I don't want to hold this shit all day. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Hold on. I don't want to hold this shit all day, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't want to hold this shit all day. Glad you got out that headspace and doing better. I appreciate you saying that, bro. And I hope all of y'all is feeling good, looking good, treating yourselves good, eating good, and thinking clearly, because again, what I'm about to tell you is exactly why they don't want you to be feeling like that. You feel me? Exactly why they don't want you to be feeling like that. So let me tell my story real quick. Before I really get into these topics, let me tell my story real quick. So I realized, I'm gonna just cut to the chase. You should believe people when they tell you exactly who they are. What do I mean like that? Sometimes you don't even got to talk to people to learn exactly who people are. You don't even got to talk to them. Sometimes all you got to do is look at them. Sometimes all you got to do is be around them. Sometimes all you got to do is hear about them. Sometimes who people are, their reputation will precede them. Sometimes their reputation will precede them. Let me give you an example. And this is a kind of a reason, especially for my men and my women, but particularly my men, because I'm a man. You got to be careful while you're on social media, bro. You got to be careful while you're out here living a wholesome life, holding yourself accountable. If you are in an active celibacy, which I do, what's the word? I do suggest and I do advocate for single men to be celibate up until you have a committed relationship. Not that you have to be married on paper, because I don't believe in marriage on paper. I don't think you have to do all that. That's not what I'm saying. Not what I'm saying. But until you're in an active, committed relationship with someone and some person that you take seriously and takes you equally as seriously, I advocate for celibacy. I do so because of the way that you know, if I'm going to be holding this shit, I might as well get comfortable. I might as well go sit over here. My bad. Sorry about that. But I just thought about this. If I'm going to be holding some shit, I might as well sit over on my couch and get comfortable. Geez, OPs, huh? I advocate for celibacy if you are going to be single. And this is why. Most people have demonic spirits attached to them, y'all. Most people are walking around with entities that are following them. Most people do not even know who they are. And most people will have their spirits attach themselves to you and jump from their body to your body just by being in close proximity to them and not having your spiritual walls of Jericho up. Not having your temple soundproof and your securities and your spiritual security system set. I'm going to give a male perspective. I'm going to give a feminine perspective as best as I can. But I'm just going to be fair as far as giving these examples. I was on social media last night, way too late. Like, you know, some of the hours where, you know, ain't nothing good about to happen if you just scrolling and you ain't got no girlfriend and you just up. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Just a whole bunch. It's just a bad combination. You feel me? I was just up late last night scrolling. Well, I was posting shorts and stuff like that there. Also scrolling as well though, which I don't suggest. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't suggest. But anyways, I was up doing so, and whilst doing so, I felt the urge to betray myself. I felt the urge to go on one of them nasty demonic websites and invoke parasites in myself for a few moments of dopamine rush. I know what I'm saying. I felt the urge to do so. I resisted the urge to do so because I have discipline within myself, because I hold myself accountable, because I care so much about this version of me now that I can't go back to the old version of me that did not have self-control. The old version of, living without self-control is one of the worst things that you can do for yourself. It destroys you. Anyways, while scrolling, I seen this guy interviewing some females. One female in particular. She had on again, it's not just specific to black women. It's not just specific to, well, that's not a woman that I'm about to explain. She definitely wasn't a woman. She was a whore. But you know, it's not specific to an ethnic group, what I'm about to say. Tell the story, Solar Man. All right, bet. He was interviewing her, and he asked her, "What's the freakiest thing you ever done?" She said, you know what this woman said? On a microphone in front of a camera. You know what she said? She said, the freakiest thing I ever did was go to a ranch, you know, where the horses be at. This is what she said. Go to a ranch where the horses are at. And give fellatio to a horse. And give fellatio to a horse. That's somebody's daughter. That's going to be somebody's mother. She's old enough to vote. And the weirdest freak, that's probably not even the freakiest thing she's ever done. I don't know how worse it get than that, but I'm just saying. That's just probably like top five. Top, you know, that's probably in the number one spot, maybe. A horse. You know what I also see this. I also see this. There's a running trend. There's a running joke where certain females are comfortable with buying zucchinis, cucumbers, you know, the elongated things to pleasure themselves and put a condom over it and do what they got to do. I didn't know. I was unaware that it was not accepted, but a growing norm for people to engage in sexual activities with vegetables. You're talking about the vegetables you eat. You're sticking them in your body. Okay. For my females that's gonna be watching this back, they'll be like, okay, yeah, that's fucking disgusting. That's crazy. But what about you men? You men have perverted the world. You men are the reason that females can't be comfortable in their own skin. You men are the... I don't disagree with you. So let me give some examples. I was at a site the other day for a client. And part of what I do at that site is I interview or I speak to different drivers coming into the site. And I make sure that they have all the correct paperwork. And I tell them where to go. If I'm there, if I'm available, this is what I do. Welcome in, Nefertari. Amun, I appreciate you being here. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. We are the biggest, by the way. I appreciate all of y'all being here. I appreciate y'all time. I'm kind of in story mode right now. I'm on the male side of this. There was this driver, because we have different sites. By the way, if you want to invest in anything, I know we talk about real estate and stuff. Well, I've talked about real estate. I've missed a lot of Financial Tuesdays. My apologies. By the way, this is a very good financial investment, guys. If you ever want to make some money, some real capital, and you don't want to necessarily do houses, invest in land, because all you got to do is invest in a plot of land. Literally, let's say an acre. If you get an acre, which isn't that hard to do, you can find an acre and then you can put a cement block on that acre, and then you can try to sell or lease out your land to make it a truck stop, which will be very, 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 very lucrative for you. And it's not that hard to do. It's actually one of the most viable things that you can do with a piece of property. By the way, you can make millions from it. I haven't made $1 million yet, but I'm on my way. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I was welcoming one of these drivers in to one of our locations. I was speaking to this gentleman. He was a Senegalese person, by the way. Senegalese food is very good. I enjoy it. They have a very good fish, very good, food. I smelt it and I commented on it. I was like, yo, I was just, I was teasing. I'm like, yo, bro, let me get some of that. You're like, oh, you want some? I'm like, nah, bro, I'm just playing. Something told me don't accept food from people you don't know first. As I go in to get his paperwork and to make a phone call to make sure he's good to go to place him where I need him to go, I come back out. And as I hand him his paperwork for him to basically like a pass for him to go do as he needs to do on the location, do you know what I see on his phone? He was watching porn. He hadn't even checked in yet. He hadn't even gotten a moment to be alone with himself yet. And he had porn on his phone. Had I touched his hand, had I touched something that he had, I would have had those spirits invoked within me. You might be like, Solar Man, that's drastic. You're taking it too far. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. What I'm saying to you people is that we are amongst a generation of people who have no self-control. Very dangerous times, not just because of political rhetoric. That only makes it worse. You could say that if we're in a pyramid, it starts at the top and then it trickles down. You could say this. You could say this. Hold on, I didn't see the comment. I went to a Senegalese restaurant and the lady pushed the trash down with her hand and didn't change it was anything. I walked out without my 1136. That's tainted too. Precisely. You have the right idea. So what I'm saying to you people is, hold on, let me give one more example. Let me give one more example. Somebody else that I was close with offered me some food as well. Very good gentleman. I mean, I was talking with him. He seemed like, he had a good head on his shoulders. There was some chaotic innuendo to him, just some chaotic type of vibe to him. But, for the most part, he seemed like a cool guy. I talked to him often at this location. Through talking to him and being around him, working around him more, I learned something. This guy's a freak, a really nasty guy. And I don't mean freak as far as, maybe playing with vegetables or messing with animals. But who knows? You don't know. But I mean freak as far as just really horny, very horny. Be careful of really horny people too, for men and women. And you know what this guy told me? I'm actually going to have this man on the show. He'll probably cover his face because I've already kind of snitched on him. But, hey, man, you kind of like blew my mind with the shit you told me. So I got to share it with y'all. Horny guy. Keep that in mind. Good spirit, though. Keep that in mind. He told me he's had 3 encounters with demons. And I said, demons? Are you sure? I'll get to your comment in just a second, love. Give me 1 second. Let me finish this thought. Y'all know I'm slow. I said, demons, are you sure? I talk about demons on my platform all the time. I've had my 1 encounter with that physical incarnation. Are you sure? We say a lot of things out of our words, but I don't think a lot of us have really experienced true pain, true misery, true fear. A lot of people just be talking. Are you sure? He said, let me tell you a story. He told me a story about how he was tripping on different drugs, how he consistently used to partake in different drugs, salvia, mushrooms, acid, different things that supposed to open up our third eye, our pineal gland, and supposed to help us connect with the spirit and supposed to help us liberate ourselves. You know who else, by the way, before I get finished with the story, who else was an author of liberation, who helped guided us towards the light? You know who else was? Satan, the accuser. Satan, the accuser, an author of light. So, anyways, people, I'm not going to delay you with this story. He told me on 1 occasion, he was a little boy. He also told me, he's going to tell his story himself as well, but I'm going to make this all tie together why you have to be careful and why most people are walking around with demons, real actual demons. And here we go. He talked about how he was molested by his babysitter, an older female, as a little boy. And as a little boy, because he got molested by this babysitter, it opened him up sexually to being sexually deviant at an early age. He became hypersexual, lost his virginity, like at the age of 9. Me personally, something crazy to me. And, crazy to me. He was opened up at an early age. He was opened up at an early age to the spiritual realm. He also talks about, don't let me forget this, y'all. He's going to tell the story better, but don't tell him I told y'all this. I don't care if y'all do. It's crazy. He also told me that in his family are a bunch of witches and warlocks. He's a Afro-American gentleman as well. He's from my tribe, or one of the 12 tribes. And you wouldn't know by talking to this guy that he had all this going on unless you talk to him. He offered me food. I ate it. You know what happened to me when I ate it? My stomach started hurting. Yeah, pretty badly. You can fill in the blanks. First time he saw a demon was when he was a little boy. He was in a church helping his uncle clean. And he was drawn. He had been in this church all his life. He was about 8 or 9 at the time. he was drawn to the main part. I forget the name. Help me, somebody, please. The cathedral. Is that what it is? The chapel. The chapel. The main part where ceremony takes place at. He was drawn to that. You know, it was a fairly big church. That's important for the story as well. It was a fairly big church. He's walking about as his uncle cleans, does what he's supposed to do. His uncle was very spiritually inclined, by the way, not a warlock, but very spiritually inclined. He's drawn towards the chapel. The chapel is pitch black. He says when he opens the door of the chapel, it feels like he's opening the door for a fridge. Like there's just a strong force of cold wind that takes over him. At this point, he says it's almost like he was put in a trance because he could not stop going inside of the chapel. He was a little boy. It's important for the story. Welcome in, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I go by the name Solarman. We are the biggest, by the way. He was a little boy. He was drawn more and more towards the center of the chapel. There at the center, he says it was pitch black, almost pitch black. There was a silhouette of the sun outside, setting and giving kind of that eerie movie feeling. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all see the scene if you follow me. The sun was setting. And, you know, you can kind of see the shadows kind of cascading off of the walls. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's a movie, bro. I'm telling y'all how I heard it. I was there. I'm very sensitive to the spirit. I'm very sensitive. That's why when I get told shit like this, I be dumbfounded. And I got to tell somebody. I got to tell it. I can't hold no water no more. Out the corner of his eye, he notices a shadow. His 8-year-old self doesn't put 2 and 2 together. He just says, that's kind of weird. Anyways, I'm still looking at this stuff. You know, he started making noises. You know what kids do. He didn't tell me that part, but I'm pretty sure he did. Why else would he be standing there? As he turns his head, he says the shadow follows him. So as he's turning this way, that shadow that was in the corner of the chapel follows him. He says, that was really weird. He feels as if something is behind him and he can't turn around and see it. So he just keeps inching forward. That shadow then drops to a place in the wall. I want to say it was by the piano. I don't know why, but that's how I pictured it. And then out of the shadow, he notices something. He says it was worse than the worst thing he's ever seen. It was worse than a body being blown up and then those pieces being put back together. It looked worse than the nastiest, ugliest monster that you've ever been shown on a TV show. It looked, he said the only way to describe it was grotesque, but that didn't even do it justice. Grotesque wasn't even enough words for him to describe what this thing was coming out of the wall. But he could not help himself by going towards it. Pay attention. He couldn't help himself. He felt the urge to go towards it and to go touch it. And as he said, it was almost like his feet was just being pushed forward, like he was on like one of them escalator things. And this is genuine curiosity this little boy has. I mean, you can't blame him. He's a little boy. As he's going forward and forward and forward, he gets about a couple of feet away from it. And out of nowhere, he feels something grab him. It was his uncle. He's screaming and kicking. He didn't know it was his uncle. He felt something snatch him up. I'm getting chills telling the story. This is real. I'm not lying to you. He got snatched up and they ran out of the chapel. His uncle's a grown man. Spiritually inclined, though. A true follower of Yehoshua, this gentleman tells me that his father is. They didn't say anything. He just ran out. And he didn't know who he was grabbed by. But at the last second, he was saved. That's a true story. That was the first time. The second time, he's an older gentleman now, about 14, 15, 16, one of them ages, one of them rebellious ages where we go through a lot of shit and we know it. We old enough to experience everything like an adult, but we young enough to still not really have our frontal lobe develop to where we really don't know what the fuck going on. You feel me? We don't know what the fuck going on still. You feel me? We still don't know what the fuck going on. He's older now. He's high off of mushrooms. He's in his parents' apartment, our house. I forget which one. There's a golden ceiling fan, well, like a white ceiling fan with like golden arches. Y'all know the ones. If y'all been in old folks' homes, y'all know what one I'm talking about. And the room is like a red tint. As he wakes up, because he wakes up with sleep paralysis. And something woke him out of his sleep, but he can't move. He can't look left, he can't look right. All he can do is look straight. And he had fell asleep. Hold on, man. I know y'all been talking to me. Hold on. That happened to DJ Ghost. When I start back eating meat, it won't be at any restaurant food. It'll only be produce out of the glass, fish and oysters, pasta and fruits. Yep. And I always wear my mask everywhere. You right to do that. And you got to be careful with the fresh produce because a lot of that stuff be like moldy water. You got to make sure they clean out their filters. I like mom and pop stores because, they don't be so crowded. And for the most part, you can pretty much get like good produce and good fresh food. So I'm proud of you for doing that. I'm happy for you as well. Wow. Great storytelling. I appreciate that, bro. I'm just telling how he told me. It was a great story. That's why they ran the Uncle Spirit. That's exactly why they ran. Great story, Red Room. So yeah, it was a Red Room when he woke up. So was he in the same dimension? Was he in the same location spiritually? No, he was somewhere else. Was he in the same room physically? Yes, but it was kind of like, remember how we talked about Stranger Things? You feel me? Remember how we talked about that and how you can be in the same location, but you can be in the upside down version. I believe he was in the upside down version. I do believe that there's truth in these things. So, he fell asleep off of mushrooms, off of psilocybin, a spore. He fell asleep off of a spore that can basically fast track you, spiritually speaking, on a train to the spiritual realm. So he fell asleep. He woke up, sleep paralysis. He can't move. Golden ceiling fan above him with the golden arches. Y'all know what I'm talking about. As he's staring up, the ceiling fan starts dripping. Slowly, drop by drop, drop by drop. You can't touch it, but the way he describes it is the same stuff that you would describe. It's a scary movie. It's all scary movies. So the little sticky substance. These people, I'm just thinking of this now. These people tell you exactly what the fuck is going on. Exactly what's going on because they communicate with the upside down. They communicate with the demonic realm. They know exactly what's going on. So it's that sticky, almost molasses type of substance that that goo that people be stepping in when there's like a haunted house or something like that. That's what's going on. It's dripping on his face. It starts dripping, then it starts pouring on him. He says it pours on him so much that hands start to form. Skinny, he called them skinny, bony hands, but like really long. And they started choking him. choking the shit out of him. 14, 15 years old, choking the shit out of him. There's no uncle around this time. I asked him, so how did you live? Like, you know what I'm saying? Did you make it? You know what I'm saying? Did you make it? Did you live? How? He said he don't remember what he said. He said he don't remember if he thought the name Jesus or if he thought the name God. The fact that he even said that lets me know that there was a presence of the divine. I'm getting chills saying that too, so that's true. There was the presence of the divine in his temple. Because as soon as he thought this, it's like he took a deep breath. He's like, and it was done. Before I get to the third time he saw a demon, because I think this is important. So I mentioned a few different things. There was sexual molestation in the beginning. It opened him up to the first experience. I'm not speculating. I'm stating this as a fact. It opened him up to the first experience. A lot of people are walking around with this. The second time, there was a intake of psychedelics and a drug abuse kind of thing going on here. A lot of people don't accept this, but this is true. Third thing, before I get to that. Oh, I guess I need to get right to it because I don't remember what I was going to say. Anyways, third time he saw a demon. This time it was in his dreams, spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare. He was dating a young lady who was homosexual before she started dating him. So she had things attached to her. She was also Muslim. I'm not here to state if Muslims are demonically influenced or not. However, I will say that I do believe that it is easier for you to be influenced by demons if you are not properly spiritually guided. How about that? I'll say that. She was also from an abusive home. This young lady was. She was kind of from an abusive home that I'm not used to. I'm not used to hearing about stories of the woman beating up the man. I'm not used to that. I'm not used to that. That's new for me. Where I come from in Cincinnati and Dallas, for the most part, it's the man beating up her, beating the shit out of her. But in this particular instance, she was from a home where her mom wore the draws and would beat the dog shit out of her dad. She grew up with that, seeing that. So what do you think she would do to him when they got into real arguments? She would do the same. So this particular person, I should mention, by the way, suffers from having a flat lung. Yeah, one of his lungs have collapsed. Spiritual warfare. He talks about a time when he tried to break up with her. And before he wanted to break up with her, he had a dream. And in that dream, he was in a Coliseum. And he was up against what he described as a monster or a beast or a demon that was tall, all black like a shadow, but had on black armor. And he speaks about his grandmother that used to come into his room and pray over him. She's now passed, but that's what she used to do. She would just come in his room and just pray over him. And he said he used to think it was weird until this time happened. Because when he was in that arena in his dream, he was defenseless. He was being hunted. He was losing a fight. He was losing a battle. He was about to die. He was being attacked. But he heard something in his dream. He heard the essence of a warming voice, of a soothing spirit calling him to waken up. It was his grandmother praying over him. He says the monster of the night, the giant, whatever, that's how he described it. The monster of the night had a giant sword, and he could feel everything. He could feel the fear. He could feel him running. He could feel him slipping and falling. He could feel all of it. He could feel it. And right before he was about to die, he got woken up by his grandmother's prayers. Three times he saw a demon. And you know what? The crazy thing about this is, in those stories, I did the math himself. He didn't tell me this. I did the math because I'm kind of like this is what I do. All that stuff, I'm gonna get to y'all comments in just a second. All that stuff happened within 7 years of each other. In the word, it tells us this. For those of y'all that know, y'all know what I'm about to say. When you shed a demon, what does it do? It comes back 7 times stronger. All those experiences, and it happened 3 times. The number 3 is a spiritual number. Everything works in 3, 6, 9s. Good and bad. And so does the spiritual plane. He saw 3 demons within a 7-year time span. That's not an accident. It was the same demon. I believe this. It was the same demon that he saw the first time at the church. At the church. How can you see demons at the church? Isn't that supposed to be the most spiritual place? Well, I don't know, brother. I don't know, sister. Have you seen what's going on around times like this? You sure do get a lot of money being a nonprofit organization. I'll just say that. You sure do. If I wanted to finesse, if I didn't care about you people, if I didn't care about my people, if I didn't care about my soul, boy, I'd be a good finesser. I look the part too. I look so harmless. You shed your demons, they come back 7 times stronger. I wanted to tell him, yo, you need to prepare yourself because that demon's not done with you yet. It's just been trying you at each stage of your life. I don't know if you recognize this. At each step of your life, you were in different stages of adolescence up to a young adulthood. It's going to keep trying you, bro. I wanted to tell him, I kind of tell him as I try to speak life into him a little bit. Like, yo, cut the horny shit out. But I mean, he's 23. You couldn't tell me nothing at 23. You couldn't. You couldn't. You couldn't. You couldn't. You couldn't. You couldn't. Especially if you're not living the exact life that I want to live. He doesn't. I mean, I don't flaunt, success around people. If the story comes up, then I'll say what I kind of do. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. I'm still working. But I'm in his ear, and maybe that's why. This is what I'm getting at. Maybe the Lord is placing you around different situation scenarios on that job, in that family, in that situation, in that relationship, so you can speak life into this person that is on the way to hell. I don't wish hell on anybody. I see it on people, though. So back to the main thing of what I'm talking about. Entities can jump on you. You ever been around some people, for my women? You ever been around some men and you just felt very uncomfortable as you went around them? Could be family, could be coworkers, could be whatever the case may be. You just feel very uneasy. You know why? Because those men have undressed you in their minds. They have sexualized you, and they have they don't wish anything well for you. Same thing with my guys. Have you ever been around some people, men and women, and you just be like, bro, why am I thinking so crazy right now? I didn't walk by some females before, and I'm like, yo, I'm thinking the craziest shit, and I was not thinking like that 10 steps away. Even though I saw her down there, I wasn't thinking like that. Then when I walk by you, now I'm thinking all this wild shit. It's not always because you're just fucked up. Sometimes, a lot of time, all the time, you need to take your thoughts into captivity and examine them and bring them to the Creator and say, Lord, it's your relationship. It's me. I be talking raw because I know the Lord a real nigga. I'd be like, yo, what the fuck was that about? What the fuck going on? Fuck wrong with me? Fuck wrong What the fuck am I thinking about? I'm gonna respond to your comments in just a second. What the fuck am I thinking about? Help me. No. Whoa, no. I don't want to think like this. No. Oh. I don't want to think like this. No. If it looked like a duck, it quacked like a duck, it probably is a duck, bro. That's why, for my men, if you want to be considered a man, and I'm not just saying somebody that got some money in their pocket. We talk about ways to get money. Y'all hit me up. I'll holler at you. It's not about money, bro. If you want to be considered as a man, there are things that you need to do, and most of it is what you don't do. Same thing for my women, but I can't tell you how to be a woman. I can just say the qualities of a woman. For my men, I can tell you how to be a man. It's what you don't do, bro. You do not make excuses for lust. You cannot excuse lust. It will destroy you. And I ain't just saying that as a nigga that's just talking, bro. It will destroy you, bro. It will destroy you so much, in fact, that you won't even notice it. You won't even notice it creeping up on you. You won't even notice how it's changed every single way. You can't even be around women women anymore, females anymore. Regardless if they dress promiscuously or not, you can't even be around them no more because you're going to sexualize them, period. Now, that part is your fault. Now, if you're doing the work, if you mind your business, if you're holding yourself accountable, if you're guarding your thoughts, then if you run into those situations where the thoughts just start pouring in, that's not your fault. That's different. That is called discernment then. You got to use discernment on that. But if you're not doing those things, if you're engaging in lust, if you're just trying to hit something every time you go out, you're trying to shoot your shot at something that look easy for you. Are you just trying to fuck on something? Are you just trying to get a nice girl and turn her out? You're just trying to be the worst. You're not a man. And I mean that. You can't consider yourself a man. There's nothing manly about you. You are, in fact, a creature. And I do mean that. You're a creature from the other side that is using you as a vessel to feast. This creature is using you as a vessel to feast. Welcome in, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. This creature is using you as a vessel to feast. And males are the easiest prey. We easy, bruh. We easy, bruh. We be going. What? We be going. Yo, I was at K. Rogers just an hour ago. You know how much, excuse my language, you know how much ass I saw walking around? That's why I don't like going late. What the fuck? That's why I don't like going late. You got to guard your eyes. But since I've been doing the work, I'm able to distinguish like, yo, I see it, but I ain't got to see it. I don't have to fester on it. If it looked like a duck and it walked like a duck and quacked like a duck, it's a duck, bro. That girl that said the freakiest thing she did was go to a horse farm or go to a ranch and give fellatio to a horse. What do you think has happened to that little girl when she was a little girl? Do you think she's always been this way? Do you think that's the little girl talking, or do you think that's something speaking through the vessel of that female? Let me read some comments real quick. Great advice. Hey, it's real deal. Yeah, real deal. A lot of that water be Modi water. It do. I remember that. Yep, facts. I know a family like that with the abusive mom. Yo, I've heard a few stories about that, but I've never, like, that's just beyond me. Just like as a man, you know, that does well for myself, that physically, emotionally, spiritually, you feel me? Otherwise, I just can't picture getting bullied not only by like some dudes, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I went through with 607. That was at his house though. You feel me? When I got outside his house, I wasn't going for none of that. But you feel me? And then I had the peep game. That's neither here nor there. But I just can't imagine getting bullied. I can't process it. And then by a female, oh my God, I just can't see it. But it's a lot of men that are walking around, males that are walking around that are just big little boys that just are in relationships just to fill holes and voids within themselves, or in a relationship with women. Same thing with the women, or in relationships with people just because you have spiritual soul ties to them through sexual bonds. You have to be careful on who you lay down with. Don't look at that spot. You have to be careful on who you lay down with. You can get attached to something that's attached to someone. Think about it like that. Next time you want to lay down with somebody, do I have the capacity to see this from a non-sensual point of view? I've been looking at shit like that now. I've been looking at shit like, yo, when I was just out here trying to have like a roster, we've all had rosters. We're grown here. We're grown, right? We've had rosters for my women. Y'all got even, it's way easier for females to do it, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all got a list of dudes that y'all know will do anything for you. I had me a roster like that. And when I was doing that, I got to think about it. Yo, was it me? Or was I giving way for parasites? I was giving way for parasites. I mean, because I would deal with so much spiritual warfare that I didn't even know was demonically possessed or inclined. I just thought like, yo, there's some real freaky ass dreams I've been having. Going about my business. Not thinking like, yo, all this sex that you having, all these wicked thoughts that you're entertaining, all this alcohol you're consuming, all these weed that you smoking, you never have a moment of sobriety. You can't even be still within yourself. That is not you. That's some get out shit. That's some get out shit. Let's put you in some get out shit. You are a passenger to your own self. You are not in control when you in lust. You're not. They call it thinking with your dick. Same thing with the female, with my women. When you in lust, you're not. That's, you feel me? For ladies, when same shit. That's not you, bro. You're a passenger, bro. That's that. We observe right now in society, there's a great revealing of what conspiracy theorists have always been saying, but of elite engaging in pedophilia, cannibalism, necrophilia, dead bodies and shit, orgies, satanic worship. There's the great revealing of this. Like we peep it now, right? Everybody peeping now, right? Everybody know about some shit now. Everybody got an idea. Everybody got something to say about the shit now, right? Right? Last 2 years ago, 2024, do you guys recall the United States Department, which it's now called the Department of War, but Department of Defense, had a briefing about UFOs and alien entities, non-human entities recovered from a crash site from UFO landing. Do you guys recall this? Also, in conjunction with that, there was also the alien sighting at the mall in Las Vegas, which I was in Las Vegas with 607 Duncan. Do you guys recall this? That was in 2024. Remember? Do you remember? Fast forward some 9 months from that, Charlie Kirk gets murdered. It gets polarized in American media and becomes what we talk about and what we consume. Fast forward 3 months from there, our South. What happened south? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Venezuela. We invade Venezuela. We captured their resources. We kidnapped the then acting president and his wife, which we still have in our custody till this day. Fast forward some months from that, about 3 months actually. From that, you can follow the timeline. We then have this ICE phenomena, whereas many ethnicities have been actually murdered by said Homeland Security program, but the ones that got polarized were the two Caucasian ones, the two Anglo-Saxon ones, Alex Preddy and Raquel Renee Good. What I'm saying to you in conjunction with the demonic spirit thing, what I'm saying to you guys is there is and then we talked about yesterday, right, how we work too much, right? We talked about that, right? What I'm saying to you guys is that there is a pattern here. And the pattern is this. The pattern is you're too tired from working too much. You have demonically possessed beings and people around you all the time. You're in a land that was not originally for you, or at least inhabited by you. It was inhabited by the children of the fallen. I suggest also, by the way, I've been reading this Bible, Ethiopian Bible. It has the book of Jubilees. It has the book of Enoch. It has all the missing books, and it also tells a little bit different sides of the story. I suggest you guys go get it on Google Play Store. You can get it for free. And also there has like commentary with it as well that kind of helps break down and tells like, summaries of each chapter that you read and kind of compares it to the traditional Bibles that we've been reading. And it's very telling. It's the greatest book I've read in a while. I'll take my word for it. The Ethiopian Bible, the oldest Christian Bible on the planet. In English translation. They did their best to get it as close to the English translation as possible. They're very unbiased. I suggest it. Big feet, giant epithecus, mermaids, merman. Those things are real. They're actually real. But what I'm saying to you is that you're so tired, you're so desensitized by all of these things that you're being actively tried. Now they're trying you right now. They're trying us right now with all this Epstein stuff. Because it's like this, right? It's like I'm the breadwinner, right, for my relationship. Hypothetically speaking, I'm the breadwinner for my relationship. I'm an arrogant solar man. I'm a millionaire. I'm all these things. And my woman, I take care of her. She's my prize. She knows I cheat on her. She knows this. It's blatant that I cheat on her. She's caught me cheating on her. But it's kind of like a Cassie thing. Like, where are you going to go? What you going to do? Where are you going to go? I take care of you. I own you. What are you going to do about it? That's what I thought. It's like that. That's what's going on right now. The best way that you can fight this, that we can fight this, I'm going to use my platform to do everything I can. Watching what you watch. That goes for my men and women. It's very important to guard these portals. You even got to be careful of what you listen to. They do demonic prayers over this mainstream music as well. And the people that aren't on yet, they emulate the demonic realm to get blessings from it because that's what's popping. That's what's trending right now. We'll go more on that later. Be careful what you watch. Be careful. Be cautious of what you watch. Be careful what you listen to. Don't accept food from strangers, not without doing Great discernment work. Yes, you never know what that person is allowing into their temple and then transferring to their food. Food is very sacred, people. And then as you ingest food, be careful in what you're ingesting, what you're partaking in. And as you go about your day, because we got to be out here in this world, right? We got to go get some money. We got kids, we got a life, etc. And we can't be cooped up in the house all day. I'm not an advocate. I'm not an advocate of being cooped up in the house all day. I'm an advocate of being so aware and so pure that you're aware of everything that's going on around you. Be careful on who you entertain and call friends. Because the closest, even if you're a pure vessel, we all know this, right? If I can't get to you, I'm gonna get to your peoples. I'm gonna get to your mama, your father, your children, your friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband. I'm gonna get to them if I can't get to you. If I was Satan. It's so easy to do. Not everybody is on the pure path that you're on, that we're on. That's why you got to hold each other accountable. That's why we hold each other accountable. Content House list will be up sometime next week. Free breakfast included. I'm doing 3-day stays. You will be able to shoot content, have a chance to be in the short film that I'm filming, record a song or songs, depending on how long we stay. You will have your own room. You will have privacy. You'll be able to lock your door if that's what you want to do. Free breakfast included. I'm very interested in raising the vibration as much as we can while we're still here stuck in this firmament. Let me entertain some comments before we get out of here, guys. Let me see what y'all talking about. Glad you mentioned that. What you're saying, never heard anyone speak on that before. We just keep it real, bro. It's crazy. So many dudes, homies, were thinking like that growing up. Like their whole game was manipulation. Tell me if I'm lying. I know niggas, and I do mean niggas. Excuse me. I'm trying to stop saying these words and shit, but I'm still the product of where I'm from, kind of, for sure. I know some dudes that had to get a girl drunk or lit or something in order to kick it. Like they got to do that with you. Like they have to. They got to get you lit or they got to get you drunk. I ain't gonna say that's a form of rape, but that's definitely a form of manipulation. It's lame in the bitch. If I can't just kick it with you and be around you, I don't want to kick it, bro. I don't gotta be around you. Those same dudes talked about being sexually active and deviant when they was little too. It's a lot of people walking around with a lot of gremlins. One of the things that I like about psychedelics is this, or what it kind of like opened up in me. And I know I would have been able to do it without this, but it really helped it. Was I can see like it's a shadow on people's faces when they got demons. It's like a shadow is over their face. It's like a heavy darkness is over them. And if you've seen it before, you know exactly what I'm talking about, even if you can't describe it or articulate it. Same thing. Same thing. If it's like seeing a gremlin in their face. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like seeing like a gremlin monster. It's like grotesque, but it's them, but it's like in their face, but it's evil. I saw that on psychedelics as well. Yeah. That's recent. Damn. Information overload done purposely. As far as 3 million plus files of Epstein, Ethiopian Bible, the Aramaic Bible. Yeah. Ethiopian Bible, the Aramaic translation into English. Yes, it's like a brown Bible. You can get it on Google Play Store. When I took shrooms, I saw that shit. Yeah, bro. Taking shrooms helped me see all that shit. I'm looking at this nigga like, boy, you got that. Then I went to go look in the mirror. Don't ever go look in the mirror. They say don't ever do that. I went to go do that. And I saw some shit on myself. That's when I was sexually deviant. Like, not the last time, but the time before that, I was living in, I had no control over myself. As far as like what I watch, how much porn I watch, you feel me? Stuff like that there. Corn that I watch and stuff like that there. A man without self-control, you can't never respect yourself. You'll never be able to respect yourself. You'll tolerate disrespect. And I ain't talking about the situation, like different situations, like, you know, with the 607 Unk shit, that was different. You feel me? Different because of proximity. But I'm talking about just you'll tolerate disrespect of yourself because you don't you don't respect yourself. You'll disrespect yourself with your actions. And then it'll translate into your relationships. Yo. Let me know if y'all got anything y'all want to talk about before we get out of here. I know sometimes I'll be rushing out of here. Sometimes I'll be having to pee though. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's why I'll be getting out of here. I'll give y'all another minute. What y'all want to talk about? I want to go more in depth with Bigfoot and mermaids as far as personal encounters that I've heard people that I've came across have had. We'll do that next time. But just know that stuff is 100% real. It's not a theory. But it's going to be so much information overload, like bro just pointed out in the comments, that it's going to be like, okay, so what, nigga? So what, bro? And then you're going to get to a point where it's like, all right, bro, all right, so, okay, you got that, but, you know what I mean? You basically, it's going to become normal to you. Having abominations around you. It's going to be normal to you. Because we live in an abominable society. And that's just what they're counting on. You being numb to it and too tired to care. Too numb and too tired. That's a great combination, isn't it? It guarantees that you won't care. But there's hope. 3-day stays for 200. 1-day stay for 80. Again, free breakfast is included and all that. How about the divide between all these spiritual YouTube influencers calling all each other out, mainly Rashad? So I've seen that there is going on, like there's a thing going on with YouTube influencers. I'm not so familiar with what like Rashad be talking about. Like I remember I used to see him on Unk stuff all the time when I was over there, and he'd say all types of shit. At least I think that was his account. He'd say all types of shit when I was over there, like doing lives and stuff. He'd say shit about me, like Solar Man this, Solar Man that. But I don't. He just seemed like a nigga like I don't respect. Not because like he is, because he been in prison and stuff like that. Just literally like some people like their vibrations is so low, even though they claim to be high, that they just kind of like remain invisible. You feel me? Like he kind of like that. He strikes me as somebody like that to me. You know, he strikes me as somebody like that to me. But as far as like the YouTube war, I see that the same way I see the diaspora war between different factions of quote unquote black people. It's a great awakening going on as far as like you choosing a side. Like, so for example, it's people going on like Myron from Fresh and Fit. Like he be having a lot of stuff to say about like black people and black women, black men and stuff like that. Do I think Big Homie CC is a plant? No, not at all. I think Big Homie CC is one of the most genuine. He's like overly genuine. You feel me? I think he's very genuine. Actually, he followed me on Instagram right now, but like I'm trying like to not fan out and to not like burn a bridge. You feel me? Not just ask for some content. I kind of like want to be around them and then you feel me work my move like that because I already got them on Instagram. So it's like I got them. You feel me? So now I need to get in proximity of them and then you actually develop a relationship with them. You feel me? Being that I have access to them. So that's what that's about. No, I don't think he's a plant at all. That's just my personal opinion. Um, from being around like very serious people like that, like he a killer for real, you know. Um, but I think all these YouTube wars going on because people need content. Yeah, I think CC a real one for sure. I think people need content. You feel me? I think a lot of people don't need. A lot of people don't have content. Like the biggest shit that's going on right now. I don't know if y'all know this. Like it ain't rappers popping. We don't give a fuck about the music. Like ain't no rapper popping for no music except YoungBoy, and that's just because he got literally the whole. He is the face of the rap industry right now, especially that gangster shit. So he got the whole machine behind him pushing and shit, buying views and shit. But for the most part, ain't no music pushing right now. It's just all personalities right now. I mean, it's all personalities right now. Like even with 607 shit, like his shit don't do no views for real by itself. I mean, I ain't. That's not me hating. Y'all know I had my shit with bro. I'm not hating on bro. I'm just saying I just be observing shit. Like his shit don't do no views unless he do some shit with somebody else. And that's just because they want to see personalities clash. So this is what it's a personality clashing. That's the era where we in with content. That's why I really I wanted to get away from like that type of content. I'm not a personality debater. I'm not trying to debate your personality. That's gay to me. You feel me? If anything, let's talk about some things of actual substance. Like for example, I had an opportunity, or I have opportunities to come up. Should I say it? I have some opportunities coming up to talk to some real big people who are in some spaces that I want to be in. Um, the timing wasn't so good for me on the last opportunity, but perhaps there'll be another opportunity to have a conversation with some people that you guys know very well. But I'm not a personality debater. I think that's homosexual. You feel me? Like, if anything, we're going to talk about the best way to uplift our people. We're going to talk about, and I do mean all people, not just black people, but even though I need to focus specifically on the black community as well, because that is my tribe. But also, I'm for good people helping good people. But we're going to talk about how to help people. We're going to talk about how to come together to be self-sufficient and how that actually will be done. And we're actually going to talk about making Americans great, making the world great, actually, again, through actual education, through actual history, and through things that can actually be useful to society. That's what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in talking about no bitch ass rappers, talking about no celebrity gossip, talking about no sports shit, talking about bullshit. I'm not interested in it. It doesn't do anything, bro. I'm not interested in that type of stuff. So, um, being consistent with this though is how you go about, getting where you need to go. You feel me? For sure. For sure. All right, we're gonna go to 120. Y'all let me know if y'all got any more questions for me. We're gonna go to 120. I appreciate y'all being here, man. On this late Wednesday. I appreciate y'all being here. But yeah, I just want to really reiterate, bro, that most people have demonic entities attached to them, especially in modern day culture. Most people have demonic entities attached to them, and they think that they chilling. Like you'd be surprised, bro. Like if it looked like they fucked up in the head, 9 times out of 10 they fucked up in the head. And then really it's in the clarity of the eyes. Also how they carry themselves as well. But it's 99% of the time it's in the clarity of the eyes. I was just about to ask, what do you think about the last Super Bowl and the halftime show? I appreciate you going live. I appreciate you being here, bro. I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate y'all time, bro. I really mean that. I really appreciate y'all time. Yeah, it means the world to me. I mean that. 64, as I learned, is the number of completion is one of the numbers of completion in occultism. He wore the number 64 as a ritual to complete his transition to the industry, to the top of the industry. Lady Gaga being one of the head industry witches and gatekeepers. She wore blue as the temptress for the high priestess to initiate him into the next level. He had all types of symbolism in there, all types of sensual, at a place where children are present. There were men humping each other as well, and he did that in front of his peers. Cardi B, she cosplays as black, but she's like black Latina. She's Latina for real. I don't think she's black at all. Actually, I think she's Latina. But we allow her to just be in our space, and that part of our entertainment group, we allow a lot of fuck shit. All you gotta do is act black. You know what I'm saying? And you cool. It was a ritual. That's what I know. It's not a thought. That's what I know. It was a ritual. For him. That's why he wore all white, to be purified and to transition from one step to the next. Number 64 being the number of completion. Go look it up. But yeah, it was a gay man's ritual. Because I don't think, I don't think I know Bad Bunny is at least bisexual. And I don't really, I don't care so much about the Latino aspect. Like, that's cool. Like, I wasn't tripping on that. I didn't watch the Super Bowl, period. I watched like 2 highlights, and I watched the Super Bowl halftime show just because I like that one song. I ain't gonna lie to you. He got that one song, Te Fumo, Te Ligo. Like, I like that song. But yeah, it was a ritual. And he gay. He gay as shit, So it was like he the perfect person to carry the torch, because he willing to do whatever. He willing to put on a dress. He willing to get pegged. He willing to do whatever. Like, dude, gay as shit, bro. So that's what that was about. Yeah, that's what that was about, bro. Anyways, y'all, if you ain't got nothing else for me, man, I appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We are the biggest, by the way. And share this live with somebody. At least 5 people. Let's get this shit out. I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Uh-oh. Let me get that last comment. You snuck it in there. Oh, you quick. Ha 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 ha. You quick. Have you seen the Barack, Michelle, Mike Obama film, Leave the World Behind? No, I ain't seen that. I'm gonna check that out. Is that a movie or is that a documentary? Or is that a film? I know she got this podcast. Yo, I've been seeing, that's a good thing you just mentioned to me. I've been seeing some stuff with Michelle Obama. Like, boy, she been looking good. Michelle always looked like that. Maybe I was just too young to notice. Like, boy, she been looking good. She been wearing some stuff. I'm like, okay, Michelle, hey, boy, she looked like she's single. She dressed like she's single. And in that space too, they'll stay together on paper just to save face and just to hold an image, but they'll be single for like years. So, she looked like she dressing and acting like she's single though. And I be seeing Michelle, and I love educated women. Like, boy, educated woman, oh my goodness, boy, ooh-wee. That looked good to me. She looked good to me, boy. She looked good to me. Michelle looked good to me. If y'all see me with Michelle Obama, don't think I'm Illuminati, because I might not be. I'm never gonna take no oath in secret. I heard Michelle is a man. I definitely think Barack Obama is at least bisexual, if not gay all the way. I don't think she's a man, bro. She might be though. But I don't think. I heard, I've all the conspiracy, bro. I'm hip to all that shit. Barack definitely gay though, for sure. For sure. He definitely gay, for sure. But is Michelle a man though? I don't think she's a man, bro. I hope not. Damn. I hope not. I just said she was looking good. Jeez, oh, Peter, I hope not, bro. Please check it out. It's a film, but it's a documentary, and it's called "Leave the World Behind." That sounds horrible. Why would they want to leave the world behind? Why are elites talking about leaving the world behind? Yo, they always doing some shit like this. I'm gonna check it out, and then next time I talk to y'all, I'm gonna talk to y'all about that. They were saying they saying there will be a nationwide blackout. That's what they say in the documentary. They're guaranteeing that there's going to be a nationwide blackout. There already was, or they're saying it's going to be prolonged. There was multiple. 2023, 2024, and 2025, there were all blackouts. Y'all remember this last blackout we just had in 2025 that hit up all our banks? We couldn't go get no money. We couldn't process any transactions. Do you guys not remember this? This was not that long ago. That was not that long ago. That just happened. We couldn't go get no money. There's multiple blackouts. So it's kind of like the same. That was a good point. It's kind of like the same. It's kind of like the same thing as far as what I was referring to, as far as getting you entertained and getting you conditioned to just allow a bunch of what's the word? A bunch of getting you ready for the pounding, bro. Like if you tolerate, if somebody been smacking you for years, for months, just like smacking the shit out of you, smacking you. But sooner or later, they gonna start stomping you. I mean, they've been conditioning you with the smacks. We've been getting smacked on the side of our head. We've been getting smacked. We've been getting smacked for a while now. How much more smacking are you and I tolerate? Especially when we spend the most money on defense. Trillions of dollars spent on defense systems. I don't ever want to hear about security breaches. That's my money you're spending. Give me my money back then, and let's reallocate those funds and invest it, and talk about how let's get our stipends from this war games that we're playing. Because I mean, we paying all this money. Where's the money going? Where's the money going? Where's the money going? Where's the money going? If they subliminally said it, they hinted to it, then they're aware of some insider information that you and I are not privy to. Underground bunkers, millions of dollars are spent on underground bunkers and stuff like that there. I'm actually watching this show right now that's pretty good for this, and that's actually helping me get some talking points as well. It's called Fallout. Y'all played Fallout? I never played the game, but I'm watching the show right now, and the show is kind of like just very telling as far as like it's kind of like a PG version of like, this as far as like the antics in the show are kind of like very PG, but the information is sound. Like, this is where they're spending their money. Truth is way stranger than fiction, dog. That's a good point. Truth is way stranger than fiction. So is Michelle a man? She could be. Truth is way stranger than fiction. Good night, Nefertiti, excuse me. I keep butchering that. It's a pleasure to have you guys. I wish you a wonderful night's sleep. Truth is way stranger than fiction, bro. Way stranger than fiction. Way stranger than fiction. So could she be a man? Possibly. Possibly. I'll do a live on that. I mean, I don't like focusing on shit like that because you know what? It does kind of matter. It does matter, bro. You're right about that. It does matter, bro. You feel me? It do matter. So I'm gonna do a live on that. Because it do matter. It does matter. It matters. It matters. I'm gonna talk about that because is Barry gay? Yeah, I think Barry's gay. That's Barack. Is Michelle a man? Possibly. Are those her children? If she's gay, if she's a dude, then they can't be her children. Facts. It matters. It does matter, bro. It matters because it's all correlating on this thing right here. In deception. We, the American people, those of us that do right, want to be right, want to do right, deserve more than that. We do. We deserve more than this bullshit that they've been giving us. We do. On this note, though, I'm gonna close out, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all with the love of Christ. Y'all take care of yourselves. I'll see y'all till next time. Make sure y'all share this live. Try to share it with like 5 people. Y'all can. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.